you, friends, family, and strangers. It is a late, cold night here in Rehoboth Beach, and I have to jet set across town to check in on the apartment, do some cleaning, and get my futon bed into the van, bring it back just because it needs to be done eventually, and I want to go ahead and knock that out, and I want you to come with me. But most of all, what is compelling me, driving me to head across town, pop in on the old apartment, is because in my refrigerator there is my beautiful, tasty pasta that I made. And I thought I'd pop in for a late dinner and to grab that futon and tidy up that messy kitchen. And if that pasta has turned to dog vomit, dried out, or maybe over mushed, or whatever the case may be, it's okay, because that just means this video becomes a cooking tutorial video, which I might do anyways. Just cook the rest of it while I'm there. You know how we are. We're wacky and silly. Look, we got porch swings and everything. We're just wacky and silly. You know what I'm saying? Ow. All right. So please hop in the van and let's kick this shit. If you want to know why I ever got that apartment in the first place, I'll go ahead and spill the beans on that mystery, finally. It's a little embarrassing, but not really, because, I don't know, it really wasn't a big problem or anything. But my house, long story short, needed some renovations. It needed some utilities work, mostly concerning water and heat. And if you're a homeowner, you know stuff comes at you quick and you don't always have the budget to fix it overnight. And that describes me to a motherfucking T. Well, I adjusted so quickly and easily, and it is just me. No kids, no wife. I wasn't even there half the time anyways. I adjusted, basically learned how to go glamping in a house. That's right, glamping in a house. You know how you go glamping in an RV and you take a camp shower where you preheat some water and you rock that shit? Or you just like find heating alternatives in an RV? Well, if you do that in a house, you're just as comfortable as if you're doing it in an RV. That's basically what happened. And there really was this van is just a smidge noisy, bear with me. The only difference was so small and minor that it really didn't bother me. The only difference was I had to hand load my own water before I took a shower and whatnot, which, by the way, is not hard to do. Not even a little bit. I kind of wish it was a big deal, because I would have got it fixed 3 years ago instead of farting around, but either nobody was here or just I was here, and every time I was here, my mind was on 10 other projects. And the only person who's ever been freaked out by that has been other people who don't live in the house anyways, because they don't understand how easy it was and how quickly I became a glamper and how it didn't even matter. So when it comes to that apartment, in a temporary moment of indulgence, I spent out of budget. I caved in to the allure. I hope I'm not yelling, but I'm trying to talk over this rattling van. I caved into the allure of instant amenities. And I went for it. And, you know, I shouldn't have, and I shouldn't breaking my lease 4 months later. But I think I did the right thing by keeping my place and sticking to my guns and refocusing on the work that needs done. And, you know, that side of town was pretty cool through the winter. It was kind of a fun experience, all in all. Will I do it again? Nah. Hopefully not. I've learned my lesson, hopefully, but with me, who knows? So yeah, I'll just take my rent money and put it into the Fix Up the Wee Old House Fund. There's a bridge up here that often shears the top off of semi-trailers. And I wonder if that's what has happened, because there is some firemans here right now. I don't know if I can go around or not, but I'm gonna peek over here to see if it is okay to go around, and it looks like there is nothing around the bridge area. So hopefully I can do this and don't get yelled at. But this bridge right here, even though it is like over 12 feet, I guess, 12 feet 7 inches, I have seen this bridge live up to its name as the can opener. This will be the very last time I go down a particular street in this van. Can't say I'm too choked up about it though. It will feel nice to get refocused on the house and the work that needs done there. And it'll be something to make videos about, I guess, too. Having two homes, for the most part, is a chaotic venture, because there is always something at one place that you need at the other place, and vice versa. And look, once again, I will never understand why, if you do not rent the last apartment down, why you take the last spot down. Perhaps I smoke crack. That is the last time I will have to do an 87-point turn maneuver to squeeze this big van into a little tiny apartment-sized parking spot. And it feels good. Just about every time I step into this apartment, I am blasted with an intense smell of marijuana. I'm pretty sure my next door neighbors are fucking burnouts. And that's not necessarily an unpleasant smell, but I wouldn't call it a pleasant smell either. But tonight, it's a strong smell, I know that. Well, there isn't much left, and it's looking a little nasty anyway. So you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do our last meal here at the apartment, and I will show you how to cook up this divine boosh boosh. Think I can get up on this double bed without falling off, blob style? Oh, I can't even really. I'm gonna try to jump. You ready? This might pop the bed. One more time, one more time, one more try, one more try. Oh, if you fell off this bed, you'd be in trouble. Look. Geronimo. Okay, here's the deal. We're gonna take 2/3 pound of hamburger, prep it up taco style. We're gonna cook this macaroni and add it together. Of course, we're gonna drain the macaroni, add the cooked hamburger taco prep style to this cooked macaroni. We're gonna add about half of the can of this. We're gonna dump some ranch in there. We're gonna drain this can of carne and add it to it. And we might throw in a little bit of hot sauce as well, and it should be a hillbilly cuisine. Let's go ahead and throw a little Mrs. Dash in there, and then we'll put the hamburger in. Sorry how gross this stove is. I am looking forward to cleaning it, probably next time I'm here. I don't know about tonight. Let's not get out of hand. Let's not get crazy. Went ahead and threw some Mrs. Dash across the bottom of the pan there. Put my hamburger on, set my heat to about half yonder. That way the hamburger doesn't cook too quickly and you like sear the outside of the crumbles. I don't know how it works. I'm not Gordon Ramsay. I'm just saying. You want to slow John that John. And you want to use a spatula like this after I clean the raw meat off to drain the grease into the can the whole time, because you don't want to just eat a stomach full of grease. Been there, done that, never going back to Mexico again. As this does its thing, I chop it up more and more with the spatula, flipper, whatever it is. And I also drain it over the trash can, get all that extra grease out of there as often as I can. You don't want to wait until all that grease boils out, because by then your hamburger is way extra crispy. And again, remember, medium heat. That way you got time to do your noodles. Be sure to rinse your pasta a few times before you leave it on the heat. Yeah? Your can of corn about halfway. See the halfway opening? That way it drains. Just leave it on the side of the sink for a few, just like that. At least I thought that would work. Never mind. Maybe I should have cut another breather hole in there on the other side, get that nice and drained out. I knew there was something I was forgetting to tell you. If you want to know when your pasta's done, the best way, and I venture to say the only way it needs to be executed, is to periodically take one out and eat it. And however you want it to be, if it's that way, then take it off the heat and drain that stuff. It's good if you have a colander, or at least a hillbilly colander. Not only is it genius to use these gallon ice cream tubs for other uses, future uses, it's also the only thing I have in this apartment that can properly harness the power and girth this meal is about to be. I threw my carne in already, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of white sauce. It turned out pretty okay. The pasta I made last time, almost the exact same way, was better because I used the longer spiral pastas. These small macaroni style ones just doesn't do it. And I think adding the corn took away from it. So I learned not to add corn and to get the longer spirally noodles, which I didn't think would matter at all, but I'm pretty sure if, with this recipe, it does. And yeah, this kind of has like a goulash vibe to it, which I hate. Goulash. I hate tomatoes and pasta together, but other than that, still pretty dope. If it wasn't, I would fully admit it and throw it away or whatever, but this ain't bad. I'm about to eat it and then put more crap in the van for the last time. And since I didn't pop the blob, I might as well deflate this bad boy and take it home with me tonight. Took me a shower, put on brand new britches, but I ain't got no new shirt to wear. Gotta put on this old stinky one. All right, it's time to get this massive couch out of here into the van. Then I'll probably throw on the inflatey bed and the squatty stool from where I take a dump, and the butt wipes. Look, butt wipes are going home tonight, baby. Let's get out of here. It's time to take my van out of this parking lot here at the apartments for the very last time. I think this is the first night in like 2 months where it stayed above the freezing temperature all through the night. It's like a low of 36 tonight, which is, oh, it feels tropical compared to what we had. I am now taking this van through this particular neighborhood for the very last time in history. Get a good look, everybody. Clifford the Big Red Van will never pass in front of your house ever again. I see all these street lights, all these porch lights, and even still Christmas lights, which just seems a little early. Christmas is not for like 11 more months. But anyways, made me think of this thing I saw the other day. It talked about these sciencey, smartsy college people tried to figure out where the darkest place on Earth is. Basically, where can you be on Earth that has the least amount of light from stars and the least amount of light pollution from artificial light when you're standing there at nighttime. And I think they said there is a place in Australia where you can go. It's one of the very rare places on Earth that it is at night pitch black as a mofo. And that, of course, would depend on the time of year, the hour, all that stuff, because there is everywhere natural starlight. Isn't that exciting? Just thought I'd share that with you. This van drinks gasoline like you would drink water. But that's okay, because I have no pressure to put more gas in the tank anytime soon, as that was the very last van trip across town to the apartment. Although I might take the van out here in about 4 days. I need to run to the wholesaler and stock up on tons of supplies, food and paper towels and all the random crap you run out of when you're snowed in for the winter. So, you know, we'll see. The douchebag who runs this motorcycle repair shop up here, right there, who only works at night. That's why the lights are on right now at nighttime. That dude put a note on my door once because he was interested in buying the property. But he wouldn't tell me what it was concerning, and he said on the note, he said my name, and he said, "There's something I need to discuss with you." I, of course, felt nervous, thinking that it was a neighbor and that something was wrong. So I punched his phone number into the Google and pulled up all the information about him and that motorcycle shop. I called him up, and he was being very vague in his text messages as well. So I called him up and I said, "You might want to tell me what this is about before I just let the police know that there's some shady ass mofo hitting people up and trying to get them to meet with him and being all cryptic about it." And he's like, "Oh, well, see, me and my friend, we started this company where we acquire properties to get them, you know, so you don't have to worry about them no more. And your particular property, I know, would make a good investment." I'm like, dude, if you ever come onto my yard again in my driveway, I probably won't notice, but at least I'm going to throw your note in the trash this time, you butthead. Obviously, there's nothing I'm going to do, but I was very dismissive at that point because, well, I was relieved that it was nothing. But also, what a jerk. Right? I mean, come on. Dude. People want to make sure everything's okay. You got to at least say, like, I don't know. He said, we get very few callbacks if we indicate what it's about. I was like, dude, you almost got a call back from the police. Well, thank you for helping me load this crap up and get it across town. Thank you for riding shotgun with me as Clifford, the big red van, made his last trip to the apartment ever. I'm excited. This, of course, was just another stepping stone episode leading up to cool shit coming. Like I said, this year I have travel plans coming up, and I'm excited to take us along for it. We're going to see some cool stuff other than just me doing fuck all. But anyways, that's it. Go to your room, play with your toys, because we're done here. I'm going to leave this in here for the night. One of the reasons, pretty much the main reason why I purchased a cargo van is because when I bring something back from the store, like lumber for wood projects or crap from moving, there's no rush to unload it because it's covered from inclement weather. All you got to do is this. Doosh.